Hey, it's me, GV, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to Let's Play Enderal Forgotten Stories. In a nutshell, everything got lost. I recorded 2 really great episodes of this, and it all got wiped. Unfortunately, that's just the case. Sometimes it happens. I won't get into why these things happen. If you've ever watched a Let's Play channel, they have lost footage. It's inevitable. Nevertheless, I luckily did have a save that's pretty close to where I started. Let me turn my fan real quick. 1 second. Okay, thank you so much for putting up with that. My gosh, you guys are troopers. Anyways, yeah, so yeah, I won't waste your time with this. In a nutshell, yeah, we lost some footage, 2 episodes to be specific, and they were great episodes. See, don't look at that. See, don't look at that. Just look at this. So we're going to reload this one here. What you missed, all of what you missed is basically, after Kalia transformed into that monstrous beast, we went down and we found this guy here over to the right. You see that guy behind Kalia? He basically told us some sob story about having to steal for his wife and his farm or something like that. And we were, it was up to us to decide his fate. We could either, put him in front of the tribunal to be judged, or we could let him get away with it. Just like the last time I was here, I did not let him get away with it. That's great, man. It's sad. I feel bad for you, but, that doesn't justify stealing a merchant's gold and the bad stuff that this guy did. So that's where we pretty much left off, I think. I'll probably expand on what else we're missing as we're going through this. But I'm luckily glad that we have this save here, that I didn't delete this one and didn't only have the one at the top there, number 40. Because we're not really missing too much. So we're going to go ahead and jump straight into it. I'm going to reload this, and I will catch you up on anything else that we may have missed.
Nonetheless. Can you escort him to Ark?
To Ark? Sure. Jakil, Jorel, you take care of that. Alright then. I'd say if this machine is somewhere in this ruin, it's here. I suggest you two take a look around. We'll cover your back in the meantime.
Okay, search the ruin for the machine, and in fact, also, I'm waiting on a Black & Decker weed whacker for my new home. I forgot that. Hey, yeah, I'm gonna have to actually, take care of my lawn. Completely forgot about that. Now that it's in the summer, that is something that needs to be taken care of. So let me go grab that real quick. It seems like they just delivered it, and I will be right back. Okay, the package is secured. I repeat, the package is secured. Now, we'll read the quest that we're on in just a second, but I wanted to show you that there is a little collectible over here. Heal? Wow, the magical symbol. Boop. We get 54 experience points, and we've only found 2 out of 100. It's quite a lot. Let's take a look at our quest, shall we? Deus Ex Machina. After Sakaresh saved me from the bandit leader while she was having a strange fit, we met the farmer Hallis in the bandits' camp. He explained that he, together with the bandits, raided the Undercity's food bank to get out of the landlord's books. He will account for his actions before the tribunal. Yes, that's basically what happened. You can decide on whether to let him get away with it or to let him, be judged. And I think, yeah, man, be judged. Maybe the tribunal will save your butt, but he seemed to not think that that was the case. Now, search the ruin for the machine. So we're going to go ahead and pull this lever. Now, last time I did this, there was like seemingly a bit of a bug. I'm not sure what exactly it was, but Kalia was not following me. You know what? It's about to happen. See this? See how she's getting stuck on the rocks? Yeah, that's pretty much what happened before. Oh, no. Okay, come on, Kalia. Okay, that works, I guess. You didn't tell me about your powers, your kitty cat powers. What's her name from X-Men? I'm not sure. I don't remember. Kitty, isn't it Kitty Powers? Isn't it literally? Yeah, isn't her name literally Kitty Powers? So anyways, I think the last time I did this, she was not close enough to me. So we need her to be close because I went in here and nothing activated. And it was because Kalia didn't activate a set line. So let's have that happen now.
I suppose we found our machine. At least, what's left of it. Do you feel anything, Saira? With your gift, I mean.
Nothing, no. But this thing looks familiar. Somehow. Let's take a look around.
Agreed. Maybe we can even take some small parts of it with us right now. The Order will transport the rest to Ark by Myrat.
Okay, so find the first, second, and third parts, and here is the machine to which she was referring. We're going to go ahead and take a quick... This thing looks so cool that I have to do it. I have to reduce the HUD opacity to 0 and get a nice little picture there. Ooh, look at that. I know, hold on, Kalia, hold on. Yeah, I'm just trying to get a nice little snapshot real quick. Okay, you know, for the kids back home, for the thumbnail. You know how it is. Okay, so... We should be able to catch up, by the way, to where I last ended before I accidentally deleted the footage. So, what happened last time was I didn't realize that Kalia wasn't here. She was still in the previous area, so I couldn't activate these things. We need to find 3 strange pieces of this machine, and here's one, the strange dynamo.
All this energy, it's useless without the Numinos.
Interesting. That's our little profit power activating there. One thing I do want to talk about something which we will talk about if we explore around and have time to talk about it, since that got wiped as well.
Correct. Nothing else possesses that much raw, magical power.
Okay. So that's 2, and then the final piece is back here. And like I said, I wasn't able to interact with these, so I wasn't sure if I ran into some game-breaking bug or something. But over here we have some ambrosia, a steel sword of the blaze, a spell tome, and an old parchment.
It works in a way we have not even come close to comprehending, like a cosmic force.
Okay, and that's 3 out of 3, so let's go talk to Kalia. And also, of course, we have this big, giant, red emanating machine up ahead. And this thing reminds me of the thing in the opening cutscene. Wasn't there some sort of red artifact just like this, some strange machine? And then we also saw one, I think, at the beginning of the game as well. So yeah, very curious. I have no idea what this is. I'm in the dark just like you all, and I'm very curious to see what the heck it has to do with anything.
Yes? Found something?
Okay, we're gonna go in the order that we found these, but also, you just called me Saira. What kind of nickname is that?
Oh, I did. I'm sorry. Sairo is Kyranian and can mean a lot of things, but the closest translation in our case would be brother in arms. My foster father called me that, so I suppose it's just an old habit. I like the way it sounds, though. If you don't mind, I'll call you that from now on.
Works for me. Okay, let's go in order like I said. Show the dynamo. That looks useful, whatever it is.
Yes? Yes, you're right. How is it possible that it moves all by itself? Let's take it with us.
Perpetual energy, perhaps? Show the crystal canister. Look what I found. Does this seem useful?
Let me see. Yes, it does indeed. Seems to be some kind of energy storage, but it's empty.
Show the old parchments. What about these parchments?
They look useful. Let's take them to the Chronicum.
I think that's all we need for now. Let the Order take the rest.
Yes, I think you're right. Hopefully we didn't miss anything. Let's go talk to Pegast.
You got it. So yeah, there are 3 things in my life that are important. 2 things, actually. Well, technically like 5 things. I want to talk about them just so you all have some context into sort of a new mentality that I'm coming, into streaming and YouTubing with. And hopefully we'll get a chance to talk about that, because I did talk about that at the start of the first Erased episode. This one that you're watching right now, pretty much. So I would like to go over that again.
Now that was quick. So, what did you find?
You were right. There's a machine back there. At least there was once. The years have taken their toll on it.
Well, that's not much of a surprise, considering how long it was down here. And as long as we can reconstruct it, that's alright. I sent some of my men back to Ark. We'll request a caravan to get all the parts back to the temple, and see what we can do from there. Let's just hope it really will help us against this cleansing, whatever it is. As much as I admire Pyrean technology, I don't like the idea of putting our lives in the hands of it.
Show Lashiri the old parchments. We found this near the machine. Maybe this can give us a little insight into what it really is.
Let me see. Interesting. Truly interesting.
What?
Seems that this machine was only some kind of prototype. The real one the Pyreans were working on must be somewhere else. Plus, there's also a name for it. The Pyreans called it the Beacon.
That's poetic.
Indeed. Well then, it seems like you and your visions have once again saved the day, Prophet. There's a lot for us to do now. If you've taken care of your business here, I suggest you head back to Ark and report to old Aranthiel.
What do you think, Saira? Do you want to leave now or stay a little longer?
Let's go.
Good.
And I said last time how I love that it fades out and directly transports you to the next area. It just keeps things moving. You know, yeah, there's no necessity to travel back.
I told the Grandmaster about our find, and they're waiting for us in the Emporium. Let's go.
Okay, so I'll talk about one of those things now, and that's basically that, and I'll try to run through this quickly because I've literally explained this twice now, but the first half got cut out. I've read the book, read and completed the book, The Four Agreements, and took copious notes on it, and in a nutshell, it's just 4 ways of thinking that I really think does, make somebody's life healthier. You know, you start thinking in a way that is just much more conducive to being productive in society and whatever you're doing. And those agreements are, number 1, be impeccable with your word. Your word is your power, so don't use it against others by gossiping and by, basically just saying, depreciating yourself by saying you're not worth it or you're trash or things like that. Don't depreciate yourself. Don't depreciate others. And just whatever you say, do it. Just understand that your word is very strong and just use it for good, pretty much. Number 2 is don't take things personally. Very important, obviously, because if you never take things personally, if you understand that people, if they're trying to hurt you, they're coming from a hurt inside of them. They're not really, nothing's personal. Like everything that people do and say to you comes from something from within them. Same thing on your side. You can always just never try to do things personally towards others. Just don't take things personal. Very easy, but really hard to implement. The third thing is don't make assumptions. Very similar to don't take things personally. Just don't make assumptions. If you have questions, ask. Use your voice. Ask people what they're thinking. Ask people how they're feeling. Don't just assume because when you assume things, you obviously start jumping to conclusions in your head and all sorts of bad stuff start happening. And then the last one is always do your best, but your best changes from moment to moment. If you're super hungover, for instance, you're not going to want to go run a 4K or anything like that, so do the best that you can do in that current state of yourself. If you are feeling like, a mental elatement and you just feel so incredibly good, do the best that you can do at that moment. So, it's not spiritual. It's not really anything heebie-jeebie type stuff or anything weird like that. It's basically just 4 ways to think, which I really agree with. I agree with that book completely, and I'm really going to try to implement that in my YouTube videos and in my Twitch videos. And, yeah, that's just something that I want you all to know, because moving forward, hopefully, you'll see an increase in quality, because I think if I can stick to those 4 agreements, I think everything will get better in my life. Not that it's bad, just that, it's just so helpful to think in that way. And so far, it's been working out magnificently, but that's only for like 2 days at the time of this recording.
Is that there are more efficient ways to battle this red madness. And heathen machines atop the Sun Temple are the last thing that will calm the townsfolk.
Maybe. But if this heathen machine is what the Pyreans used to combat the cycle, I want it near. Even if it turns out to be useless, only a fool turns down a chance. Skyrim, how long will the reconstruction take?
Well, that depends on how many Pyrean mechanics we have on hand that can help us decipher these plans. Just think for once, Aranthiel. How are we supposed to give you an estimation if we don't even know what the finished machine is supposed to look like?
We will get to work right away, Grandmaster. But in any case, we're going to need a lot of steel and Pyrean crystals.
You will get them. Now, get to work.
So,
you did excellent work. We will reconstruct this machine no matter the price. Here, this will reward you for your effort. That still leaves the sigil stone.
So we got 250 penny coins, and I also received a Steam achievement last time we completed this quest. Right, you mentioned that stone before. What's it for?
It's simple. I've told you that the Pyreans knew about the cycle, and that they too battled it before they vanished. The sigil stone was a magical defense they created to protect themselves from the red madness.
Protect how?
through small fragments that segregate once a certain ritual is performed on it. Wear one of these fragments and it will serve you like a shield for your spirit. The stone won't produce enough for all citizens of Ark, but enough for all of us keepers and the guard. The problem is that we lack knowledge about this ritual, and those who have it have been dead for millennia.
So that's why we need the memory of a dead person.
Correct. The entire plan revolves around a discovery which is exhibited in the Chronicum. The frozen corpse of a Pyrean, which a fisherman found adrift in the Northern Sea some years ago.
And we have to, what, somehow access his memories?
Yes, the ice prevented his body from decaying. But go to the Chronicum and speak to Archmagister Maragil. He will be able to explain it better than I can.
Okay, so after we start this quest, actually, the Word of the Dead, we will be caught up to where I last played, and everything moving forward will be blind. And we'll probably do that in the next episode because we have two companion quests that, like they said, is timed, so I would like to complete these as soon as possible. The first is this one. Speak with Kalia about what happened in Old Dathulgrad, which is how she pronounces it. And we're going to do that one. Yeah, I know it may be boring to some, but like I said, it seems like it's time-based, so I definitely want to get these done before they go away. The other one is Jaspar, and we might not be able to do that one, and you'll see why after we talk with Kalia. And for anybody lost, Kalia basically, in the ruin that we were just at, the excavation site, Old Dathulgrad, she turned into a black demon sort of creature and killed this guy, and didn't explain what the heck just happened. And also, we've heard about her backstory where she woke up in a village that was completely destroyed. So the whole question, of course, is now with the power that we've seen from her, did she destroy that village? Well, I don't know. I don't know, because like I said, we're going to catch up to where I last played, either in this episode or in the next one.
Saira, good to see you. Do you need anything?
Not really. I just came to talk.
That's convenient, actually. I think I still owe you an explanation.
About Old Dathulgrad, I take it.
Yes, but let's talk somewhere else. Come on. So, sorry for all the secrecy. I just didn't want anyone else to listen in.
I can understand that. So what did you want to discuss?
Well, that moment when I neutralized the leader of the bandits in Old Dathulgrad. I'm sure you noticed that I was different then.
So I picked this one last time, and she did not like that. What do you mean?
The bandit leader, when he lured you into that trap and tried to trick me. You must have noticed there was something unusual about me when I dealt with him.
Okay, I think I picked this one, so what they really want me to pick is this one. That's one way to put it. You seemed upset.
Upset? You choose your words carefully, Saira. I appreciate that.
Almost as if I saw this before.
There is something about me that you don't know. That no one knows, actually. Do you remember what I told you in the curarium about the destroyed village? Well, I wasn't entirely honest with you.
So you do know what actually happened?
Not all of it, no, and it's true that I don't know how I ended up there. But I remembered something just before I regained consciousness. Some kind of vague memory. A feeling coupled with an image.
A feeling? What exactly do you mean by that?
It's hard to describe because it didn't last very long, but I saw myself, but I was somehow above the rooftops, as if I flew. Below me, I saw all the chaos, the dead, the fire, the devastated houses, and I somehow felt hot, but from inside, as if my boiling. That sounds crazy, doesn't it? I'm sorry, but I don't know how to describe it better than that.
Yeah, so it sounds like an out-of-body experience. Like she's traversing the astral plane or whatever. What happened then?
Nothing. I woke up, and from there things happened just as I've already told you. But that's not really what I'm trying to get at. In that memory, when I saw all those dead bodies and all that destruction, I felt satisfaction, pleasure. As if all that suffering, all that pain was the most exhilarating thing I'd ever seen.
I'm not sure I can follow. What are you trying to tell me?
Well, I didn't know what to make of that memory myself for quite a long time. But then, things happened that made me understand. There is something inside my head, Saira. Some kind of second soul, an entity. Most of the time it sleeps, but there are situations in which it wakes up. Mostly when something atrocious happens or has happened. Blood, pain, death. Whenever I'm confronted with these kinds of things, it tries to... I don't know how to put it. Tries to take control of me, and then things like Alt Cthulgrad happen. It's never managed to completely take me over, and it hasn't gotten as far as it did in Alt Cthulgrad for a long, long time now. But that memory from the village, I think that is what happens when I let myself go completely.
Now, I don't know, but my theory is that actually the lady in black destroyed the village, and she is not to blame, even though, of course, it would very much seem like she is. And I'm guessing this power you suddenly had when you killed the bandit comes from this entity inside of you.
Yes, it is immense, Saira. I can feel it every time it is trying to take me over. I don't even want to think about what would happen if I were to give in completely.
Huh. That's a lot to take in.
I figure. Listen, what happened in Old Dothelgrad? I never let it come to that. But that moment when he charged me, the blood on his sword, I just couldn't contain it. And when I gave in, when I hacked him into pieces, I simply felt so thrilled. Complete. I was naive to believe it would never get that far again. Naive and stupid. But do you see now? This is the reason why I train so hard. Why I always try to control my emotions, no matter what people do or say to me. This creature inside me, it's always on the hunt. And the only way I can keep it at bay is by controlling both my body and spirit 100%. Just one moment of carelessness. That's all it takes.
But if violence provokes this thing, why are you with the military wing of the Order?
Well, what would be the alternative? Transcribe Pyrean books like the Magisters do all day? Or drop out entirely and pour hot water for the upper city's noblewomen? Look, Saira, as you've already pointed out, there is a chance that this thing inside me is responsible for the massacre in the village. And if that's true, I definitely have a lot of repentance to do, don't you think? And even if it isn't, I want to change things. To make the world at least a little bit better. And yes, I do realize that this means a lot of hardship and hard work for me, but I'm not afraid of that. Do you know why? Because that's what's missing in this world. So many people just talk and never act, because that would mean that they'd have to actually endure something for what they believe in.
Well, I don't think you really have any repentance. It's not like you chose to be, possessed by this demon. Sorry if I offended you in any way. I'm just worried for you. That's all.
Yes, I know. Sorry, I shouldn't have gotten so emotional. I just wanted to clear this up. Anyway, the one thing I ask of you is to keep silent about what I've told you. It will never come to something like that again, I promise. I'd like some time by myself now. And thanks for listening.
Sure thing. We got 350 experience points, so yeah, I will listen to anything that you have to say. We're going to immediately go to this one now because this is going to set up the quest that will catch us up to my final playthrough, my last playthrough, I mean. And yes, during the next episode, we should catch up and also overtake. And then finally, everything moving forward will be blind. And for that, I am very excited. In fact, I think we've literally done everything that I've done in my previous playthroughs outside of meeting with Jaspar on the tower for his second companion quest. I did that. I know that for a fact. But we will do it again because I would like to, I don't know, maybe do every quest? We'll see. As always, we'll see.
There you are.
But let's go ahead and get this one started. This is quite an interesting one. This, to me, is the most interesting quest easily in this entire game thus far. At least how it sets up. I've never finished it. That's the thing. I've never finished this quest. So how they set it up is very interesting.
Me, our pal here looks like your average.
Well, he isn't. Do you see this marking on his forehead? That's a symbol of the Ashian, one of the two priest castes who reigned over the Pyrean Empire like the Lightborn did. He was no high priest, but more than an acolyte. Let's just hope he participated in the manufacture of the sigil stone back in the Pyrean era.
Well, hoping can't hurt. But look, we have company.
Dalvarek, Archmagister, how's the situation?
Walk blessed, Grandmaster. We're fine. Everything is ready. So this is him?
Yes, this is the Prophet.
Interesting. Truly interesting. I imagined you to be different. I'm Lexiel Marigil, Archmagister of the Holy Order. Pleased to make your acquaintance. So, where do we start? Has the Grandmaster already informed you of the goal of this mission?
We're supposed to somehow get a memory from this dead Pyrean because he knows the missing words for the ritual.
Correct. Now you're wondering, how will this be possible? This is where the word of the dead comes into play. An old relic we'll need to find.
The word of the dead? I thought that was a legend.
No, it exists. And we also know where. Just so you understand, the word of the dead is an artifact that allows entering a deceased person's mind to relive his last memories as if they were your own.
And you want to do just that with our frozen pal here. This is the grand plan, right?
Right. You'll need to locate the word of the dead, teleport the Pyrean's body to you, and then enter his thoughts. And there you'll have to look for the words of the ritual.
How am I supposed to find my way around his memory? I don't speak Pyrean.
That's right, but the priest himself did. And according to the legend, this should allow you to understand.
Why does this ritual need words? The magic I know of is rather silent.
True, but we're talking about a different form of magic. It works similarly to the forbidden school of entropy.
Assuming I somehow get into these memories, what exactly do I need to look for?
Well, we only lack the last words of this ritual. What you have to look for is an ornamental scroll, which looks just like the one on the drawing I'll give you in a moment. All you have to do is remember the glyphs and the scroll, then write them down once you're back in the waking world.
Alright then, so where can we find this word of the dead?
Well, this is...
There's an old manor in Enderal's west that belongs to an old collector of artifacts. We received a tip that the word of the dead is in his possession.
Hang on. Are you talking about this odd fellow with the puppets? The aged man from the folk song?
I am.
So we'll have to travel to his manor and somehow take the artifact from him.
You won't take it. It will be enough to find it, use it on the Pyrean, and then leave. You will travel to the manor with Dalvarek, wait for nightfall, and then introduce yourself to the aged man as a fellow collector of artifacts. Then you will offer him this brooch, and if all goes well, he will offer you a quarter for the night to negotiate in the morning. Then it's all a matter of timing. Sneak out of your room, look for the word of the dead, and teleport the Pyrean to you.
Why all the secrecy? Can't the Order just force the aged man to give up the artifact?
A good question, but no. The aged man is special, so to speak. Even the Lightborn ordered us to let him live in peace. The Black Guardian knows why. So, if we have to trick him, we will at least do it inconspicuously, which is why you and the mercenary are well suited for the task. No one will connect your faces to the Holy Order.
And how exactly am I supposed to use this word of the dead on the Pyrean?
Archmagister?
Yes, well, that is a good point. We don't know, because we don't even know what the artifact looks like. But, how goes the saying? The proof of the eating is in the pudding.
We'll manage somehow. And even if we don't, it definitely sounds like an adventure.
It's a great responsibility, be aware of that. But I have faith in both of you. Now get going as soon as you can. This mission will be fruitful. I can feel it.
Whew. And there they go.
So, shall we go?
Yep. Just meet me at the Myritz Tower at the Western Cliff. I'll go grab my stuff now.
Okay, and that has set up the most interesting mission thus far, in my opinion. As I said, we never finished it, so I have no idea how it ends, but it is very interesting. And I'm not just saying that to get you to watch the next episode. Trust me, you want to watch the next episode if you're invested in the series at all. The other thing that I wanted to talk about that I didn't talk about before we end this one here is that I really would like to be some sort of voice actor. If YouTube ever goes under, if Twitch ever goes under, which, you know, it's always a risk for anybody, even the biggest YouTuber, you know, especially based on how YouTube is going these days with their practices and their decisions. What I would like to fall back on, or what I would like to start studying now, as sort of something that I could transition to, is voice acting. I really have always been interested in it, and I'm just letting you all know because it's something that I'm going to be pursuing in my spare time by just, I guess, trying to imitate voices and studying, like, you know, tutorials and things like that. And so, if anybody has any tips or anything, or if any of you are voice actors and want to, yeah, I don't know, give me any information, feel free. But I just want to let you know that. And then, of course, the other thing that I talked about, I'm not going to talk about it a lot because I know people are going to take it as preachy. It's not. I'm just trying to tell you what my new mindset is, and I think it's going to make for the best YouTube videos and the best Twitch streams. Regardless, the next episode should be really good. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting me in what I do in any way, and I will see you there. Bye-bye.